Welcome to Jarrod Kimber's Super Over. Let's make this simple, Goughy. Again, England made us believe.
Absolutely. I mean, we all dreamed it was going to happen, didn't we? The almost impossible going to be possible. 399, let's be realistic. We probably, none of us thought they were going to get it, but nobody dare not say they were going to get it. I think that's what it comes down to. There was a few nervous faces in that Indian dressing room, I think, the way we started this morning. But realistically, 399, last innings in Indian conditions, was going to be difficult, especially on a pitch. Wasn't really turning as you would expect, but I think there was more up and down in that pitch. So with another new ball to come, 399, realistically impossible.
Two really interesting fielding things happened in this match. You had Shreyas Iyer take that catch of Zach Crawley in the first innings, and then Shreyas Iyer run out Ben Stokes. I know, obviously, Ben Stokes played a part in that as well, but it's interesting how just tiny little fielding things ended up being quite important in this game.
Absolutely, fielding's played a big part. Shreyas Iyer, Shubman Gill, he was fantastic in the field as well. Ben Stokes, in both tests, the run out, underarm, and then that catch in this test match, which was outstanding. So, yeah, fielding plays a big part in any cricket match. And that run out today, Ben Stokes, he thought there was an easy one. Let's be straight. It wasn't anybody's fault.
There was an easy one.
Well, it wasn't Ben Folkes' fault. It was Ben Stokes' fault. Because he thought, it's an easy one. I'm quite a good athlete, even though I've just had surgery. And his surgeon's going to get knighted. We talked about that. But he tried to jog it and then think, halfway down, tried to change gear, but brilliant bit of fielding, so sharp, hit the stumps, he's gone.
Joe Root's shot, I don't know how you felt about it. His whole innings, actually, was just bizarre, right? Like, he was running at Akshar Patel, he was playing reverse sweeps. Like, I think he played 2 of his first 3 balls for reverse sweeps. He was just absolutely out of control, and it's not how he's played under Bazball.
Yeah, I mean, Joe is one of the best players in the world. And when he's calm at the crease and balanced, there is no better sight when he gets going. I think today he's just come in and he'd made his mind up he was just going to play shots from the off. I don't think he needed to do that. Zach Crawley was playing wonderful. Zach Crawley's balance at the crease, playing Bumrah, those big drives. Root would have just stayed with him, built a partnership. Then there would have been serious doubt. Then that unbelievable dream of 399 might have just been a little bit nearer and realistic, but yeah, it was a terrible shot from Joe. And listen, he's a very honest about his game, and he will probably admit that in a couple of days' time. But it was the wrong shot.
And badly, it was the wrong shot, badly executed, which is
it was
kind
everything.
of the worst.
Yeah, it was everything. It was like watching the dog and duck on a Sunday, wasn't
it? We were all waiting for Ashwin's 500th wicket. And instead, it was Jasprit Bumrah again.
Well, Bumrah, 9 for 91, was it, in the game in India? I just said on a couple of interviews I've done, you have to be a good bowler to get 9 wickets in Asia. And there's not many do it. But, yeah, Bumrah was absolutely outstanding. The one thing I was... If you're one of those people that likes to have the odd picture up in your house of your career, I think Jasprit Bumrah already has got a picture that's going to go up in most people's house, because to knock all the stumps in 3 different directions was outstanding. And he's just a perfect bowler. I can't say any more about Jasprit Bumrah because, as I said, if I owned a franchise and somehow I had 100 million to spend, I'd spend most of it on him. I won't be having a batter. I won't be going down the Kohli route or the Shubman Gill or going for any of these players from around the world. I'd be going and spending my money on him because he has everything. He bowls well with the new ball, bowls well with the old ball, slower balls, yorkers, bouncers, and then he can slog a few at the end in a T20 game. So I'd have Bumrah.
Zach Crawley, I know you mentioned him briefly when we were talking about Joe Root before. He's still got a low career average. We know that he's still a flawed player in many ways. I would say that this is about as good as I've seen him bat.
The balance, unbelievable. When Bumrah bowled it back of a length outside off, he had the intelligence to leave it because he knows Jasprit Bumrah, with his wrist position, he's so good and strong in that area that he can make the ball go both ways. And he realised he would be taking a gamble outside that off stump. So he waited till Bumrah brought it straighter, and then off his hip, he was so well balanced, he hit it on top of the bounce through the leg side. And then when he bowled it fuller and straighter, with his height, and that big Gray Nichols bat, which is my favourite bat. I do love a Gray Nichols. I don't know what it is about them. I never used them, but I do love a Gray Nichols. And the way he got down and just punched it back past Bumrah, bowling at 141 clicks, was a sight to see. And Zach Crawley's got the talent. I still think there's a player in there who should be averaging late 30s, not early 30s.
Also, we're available for any Gray Nichols sponsorship. I personally like the Scoop, best bat ever made. But let's just finish up with Jaiswal. I know we talked about him on day one, but in the end, Jaiswal was the difference between these two teams. India made less than 200 runs in the first innings when he didn't make any runs. And they made, 200 odd in the second innings when he failed. He was definitely the difference between these two sides. And, we've talked about his batting, but what an incredible story. If I've got 10-year-olds, right? If I send them to the shops, I'm not sure they're going to come back with a thing that I've asked them to go to the shops for. He moved to Mumbai at that age and lived on his own to do his dream. He is just a story. Even within Indian cricket, we don't get many stories like this.
No, I mean it's a fairy tale, isn't it? And every boy, girl dreams of doing something special in their life, whether it's being an astronaut or whether it's going and playing professional sport or becoming a lawyer or a doctor. Everybody has that dream, and not many fulfill it. And fair play to it. 10 years old to move to Mumbai. A daunting place to go to. If for me to go to Mumbai, I'm like, where do I go from here? Just getting in a tut-tut in Mumbai is heart attack material. But for him to go there at 10 years old and live his dream, and now to get a double century against England in a test match for India is outstanding. And we all know winning the toss in most countries is important. But I think it's, in Asian conditions, you have to win the toss and bat 90% of the time, well, 95% of the time, but you have to bat well. England won the toss in the first test match and didn't bat well, yet they still won the game because of a genius in the second innings, Ollie Pope's 196. So winning the toss, you have to bat well, and his 200 put India in a commanding position.
Incredible scenes from India. It is now 1-1. We'll see you again next time.